Hey guys, looks like Hearthstone's coming out with a new expansion really soon, and if it's from my guess, they always like to stay on top of the holidays, so I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be in the beginning of December that they'll release this expansion. Kobolds and Catacombs. Wanted to check out the new cards that they're showing right now. Of course, they're only showing a handful of cards right now. We'll go over the ones. Oh, my voice. We'll go over the ones that they've already showcased, and we'll figure out how powerful they are. First one, Marin the Fox. It's 8 cost, 6/6. Alright, off the gate, it's an 8 cost, and that means that you can only play a 2 cost minion with it, so it brings it down quite a lot. So summon an 8/8 Church Chest, it gives a fantastic treasure. So when it dies, it puts this on the field. You gotta kill it. So they gotta kill the 6/6, which is worth killing, but you also have to deal 8 damage. But by that point in the game, if you're able to do 8 damage or destroy this thing after playing an 8 mana 6/6 and you're able to kill this thing, you don't need, I don't care, I haven't read these right down here, but if you're able to do 8 damage and you can't kill them at that point in time, then it's probably not worth it. But this is Hearthstone, so it's just the fun cards. Looks like it's gonna be just fun cards. So what's the treasures? Draw a card, fill your hand with copies of it. That's funny. That could be either completely horrible or completely broken. Draw 3 cards, reduce their costs to 0. Okay. Discover a legendary minion, summon 2 copies of it. That could also be completely broken or pretty stupid. Taunt, replace your hand with legendary minions. Okay. It's just a fun card. I don't know, there has to be some other cards to kills a 0/8 really quickly for this to even be doable. I don't know, it's a battle cry. If it was a death rattle, it would be unplayable, but since it's a battle cry, it could be playable because there might be some way to play this guy and destroy the chest in one turn. So in that case, it'd be pretty good, but it's gonna be a niche decks. I don't see it happen. Next card, Dragon Soul. After you cast 3 spells in a turn, summon a 5/5 Dragonling. So you'll get this dragon every single time you cast 3 spells. This is the Priest legendary weapon. Every class is getting a legendary weapon this expansion. Seems to be their theme this time. After you cast 3 spells, I mean, this could be really, really good. Priest, they never give, other than Purify, which Purify ended up not being that bad of a card, but they never really give Priest a terrible card that's not meta-defining, that's not making the deck for that expansion. So this is definitely not an exception, because this is pretty powerful. Dealing with 3 5/5s before turn 5 is pretty game ending, and I can see you having 3 5/5s out before turn 5 if you make a deck around this. And yeah, in that case, this is a really good card. You're going to see it in a lot of priest decks. Destroy your opponent's left and rightmost minions. 100 cards, 7 cost, and they're board clear. Some people are saying that they can't push Hunter to be a control. It can only be a rush Hunter, which is not the case. If you've seen my decks that I've put out for Hunter, the last 2 expansions, because this expansion, Frozen Throne, they made it where definitely solidified the fact that Hunter can be a control Hunter with the new hero. But even last expansion, you could still pull it off. But in the Frozen Throne, there's no doubt that you can actually play a Tempo Hunter and do insanely well. It's one of the best decks in the meta. So, giving them a good, reliable board clear, even if you're going against someone that's a control person, at that point in the game, they probably have only 2 minions on the field anyway. So, you're killing 2 minions, turn 7, regardless of how big they are. Against certain matchups, this is better than Flame Strike. So, because it goes through Divine Shields. Yeah, so this is a very strong card for control hunters. And we're going to see a lot more of those this coming expansion, including for me. I'll definitely be making one. Next card, warrior card, recruit a minion. Recruit is a new term in this expansion. It means that it will pull a minion out of your deck and put it in the battlefield. Do you get to choose the card? I don't think so. It takes a random minion from your deck and puts it into the battlefield like your Sir effect. Okay, so even then, it's broken as fuck. But it's 6 mana. So, really, you're going to be competing against other really good tempo classes. And Warrior has fallen off on the long game matches. They used to be the ones that dominated in game, but now Druid came along, and now Hunter is getting a lot of good cards. Even Warlock is getting a lot of good cards that make them last a lot longer than other classes. So it's all going to depend on how the meta settles out and how the other classes deal with long games. Because at current state, priests can destroy anything you put on the field. They're the kings of putting things on the field with their big priest decks. So I don't know. They're going to have to push priest out of the meta for this to be even worth it. I don't see that happening, so. Fun card, though. The Mage Legendary. At the end of your turn, draw 3 cards. Just a solid card. I mean, it's nothing game-breaking. Just card draw. But it can actually be pretty bad. Because at turn 6... you're probably playing a tempo mage anyway if you're drawing cards, unless you're doing the only thing I could think of that this would be useful in is a combo mage deck. Because you're drawing for specific cards. You could play this in like a freeze mage just to be able to survive longer and everything, that's fine, but at turn 6, you're going to have a lot of cards in your hand anyway if you're playing a freeze mage. Because you're not going to be out on the ropes at turn 6. So drawing 3 cards every turn at turn 6 when you have a hand that's pretty full anyway because you're not playing a whole bunch of cards. You're just setting up for your combo. It's not that good. So really only good deck I can think of it running in is a combo mage. Something that kills someone really quick, or a new type of deck archetype for mage that we haven't seen before. But this gives them very reliable card draw after turn 6. I don't know how that's good as that. I'm sure mage players were looking for something different for their legendary weapon, but this is what they get. They get card draw. Alright, new priest spell. Nice. Okay. The thing that I'm really worried about is that priests need a good 2-drop. They haven't had a good 2-drop except for that 2/3 that summons a 2/2 when he gets healed, or the 2/2 that gives another minion 1/1. But both of those are still lacking compared to the other classes' 2-drops, like Frostbolt. Frostbolt kicks those 2 cards out the water. So like, other classes have really good 2-drops. Priest is lacking it, but wish this was a 2 cost. But let's check it out. Give a minion 2/2, gains a bonus effect in your hand. Well, I'm not exactly sure how you get the next effect. Gains a bonus effect in your hand. I guess it has to sit in your hand for extra turn. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% positive, and it doesn't look like they're clarifying it is anything either. But regardless, giving a minion 2/2 for 3 mana alone isn't that bad. So anything additional on top of that is pretty solid. If you had this card in Arena, you'd be happy with it. Whatever. It's just turn 3 play. It's either this or the 3/4 that gives your minion 3 health. I mean, it's playing something on turn 3. It's pretty good. But just to play around, looking at these things, it looks insanely good. But alright. Next one. Alright, deal 2. It's a Druid card. Oh god, Druid doesn't need good cards. Alright, deal 2 damage to a minion. Gain 3 armor to upgrade. Deal 4 damage to a minion, gain 3 armor to upgrade. Deal 6 damage to a minion. So, it's a 1 mana fireball if you upgrade it all the way. How do you upgrade it? I'm guessing you just gain 3 armor every single time you gain armor. They need other ways to generate armor. I guess this is a showing tell of how much armor. Gaining cards Drew's about to get in this expansion to make them last even longer, which means that they would need to nerf Jade, because if they gave armor gaining cards for Druid this expansion, they need to Jade debuff, because Warrior has armor gaining cards, but they still lag behind Druid. So if they get armor gaining cards and Warrior doesn't get anything, this is going to be really bad expansion for Warriors again. The Frozen Throne has been pretty bad on Warriors as it is, so we'll see. Shaman has 1/2, but at 7 mana. I was actually looking forward to Shaman in the Frozen Throne to get some kind of overloaded quest. Not a quest, the hero. Like a hero power that has to do with overload, and a quest that had to deal with overload. I like them emphasizing overload. It's just the 1/3 that gets out of control when it gets overload. The thing they had to take out of the set, that's their fault. The overload idea was a really good idea for Shaman, just to play minions that are insanely overvalued for their cost, but you have a downfall for it, but you have cards that can get around that. That was a really cool idea for Shaman, but now they went off the track and went, oh, well, I guess we screwed up. I guess we're gonna scrap the overload idea and give Shamans the ability to transform their minions into random ones. That's more of a crazy RNG type of thing. Most of the time it gives you a good effect, but evolving is not that great. Nothing compared to what could have happened with Overload. It could have been really cool. But anyways, that was my little tangent. I don't know. They've been all over the place with Shamans. Making a quest for Shaman with Morlocks. Come on, you get rid of the best cards that Shaman has for Morlocks. The 7 costs to summon a whole bunch of Morlocks, anything can happen. And you give them a quest for Morlocks? Anyway, they should emphasize more on Overload. Let's see what this is. 7 mana, I'm sorry. Something in my throat. Summon 1 copy of a friendly minion. If you overload 3 mana, you summon 2 copies of the friendly minion. If you overload 6 mana, you summon 3 copies of a friendly minion. It's a combo card, at least it's not a random. It's not dependent on RNG like Evolve is. So it's more specified, but that means you would have specified. I don't know if that's a word. But there's going to be really cool. I do like this idea. It's a lot better than stupid Evolve. But I know there's going to be a lot of people thinking about how they could utilize this. And at 7 mana, it doesn't leave you a lot of room with a 1-turn play. So It's going to take a lot of number crunching and a lot of theory crafting, but I'll be one of the ones looking at how to get this to work. 5 mana, 2/4, recruit a minion that costs 4 less. Okay, this is narrowing it down even more. It's a neutral. Narrows it down to 4 or less. So, a very cool idea for a combo card. I don't know what 4 or less minions would benefit from being pulled out of your deck. I'm guessing Barns or something. This could be played in like the Rush of Barns, or I don't know. I'm just guessing off the top of my head from 3 seconds of seeing the card. So by itself, it's a freaking horrible card. I'm getting this from Evolve or something else. Firelands Portal. Getting this from Firelands Portal is gonna be garbage. Crap. But anyway, yeah. So it's a good combo card. It's a shit every other card. New Hunter Secrets. When a enemy attacks your hero, summon a 3 cost minion as the new target. Okay, this is really cool. Just a fun card. It's not reliable at all. I mean, it's reliable, but I mean, it's not reliable as in the target he's going to attack. But I don't know, some cool stuff can come out of this. You can get the 3/8 with Taunt from this, and it could save your life, or it could completely screw you over. I don't know. It's in more cases it seems like it would save your life, so it would be really good to see how this will stack up against Freezing Trap and Snake Trap, which are the 2 best traps for Hunter Steel. So it's all dependent on how good this thing stacks up against Freezing and Snake Trap. Neutral minion, destroy a friendly minion, Death Rattle, summon 2 copies of it. So 5 mana, which is not a bad spot. Best case scenario, you still have 5 mana to play with. 2 copies of a minion, so you're duplicating minions. This is completely broken with Kelsad. There's some really cool combos you can pull off with this card, but a 5 mana 4/6 by itself is fine. So you don't even need the effect. So this is not combo dependent like all the other cards I was reviewing. This one's actually a good standalone card. So we'll see this in a lot of decks. I would imagine that you would see this in a lot of decks because it's just well statted, and I don't know, there's not a big downfall to killing your own minion. Whenever it dies, it'll just summon it back again, but not only once but twice. So seems pretty good. It could be used to save a minion that you have that has low health. You just kill it off yourself, it'll come back as full health twice. So I don't know. I can imagine there's going to be some insane combos with this card too. Next one. Ooh, a legendary for Warlock. I love me some Warlock. Taunt, Death Rattle. 6 mana, 3/6 with Taunt. Let alone, just 3/6 with Taunt is really good for Warlock. The 1/7 that has lifesteal for every single card you discard. That card was good by itself at 5 mana. So a Taunt for 3/6 for 6 mana is really good by itself. So it's a really good standalone card for Warlock. And then when it dies, add the first seal to your hand. Okay, so first seal, it's a 5 mana, so every single one of them costs 5 mana, so you gotta play a deck that lasts a long time. Speaking of, I actually made a really strong tempo Warlock that this would be so good in, because the Warlock deck I just got done making for the Frozen Throne lasts super long. Like super long. Like the very first game I played was against a rank 14 gold warrior that was playing a tempo deck. One of those decks that lasts forever, and I still beat him with this deck, this Warlock deck. But this would make it really fun. But the first one is summon a 2/2 demon. It's freaking horrible. You need to reduce the mana cost of this card. I'm not talking to Blizzard, I'm talking to the person that's going to be playing this card. It's a really good card, but you need to find some effect to be able to reduce the mana cost of spending 5 mana and summoning a 2/2. Next one's a 3/3, next one's a 4/4, next one's a 5/5, and then Azari the Devourer to your hand. You get a 2/2, 3/3, 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, and then you finally get this. It's a 10 mana. Why does it have to be 10 mana? If you're making it that long, you might as well just lower the mana cost. But it's a 10 mana, destroy your opponent's deck. Of course, it's insane. Question is, can you discover this? Because it's a demon. I don't know. I don't think they would allow that, but that'd be funny if you could discover this somehow. From some card effect. Well, you know, it's a fun card. Warlock, they've been giving Warlock some really cool cards, but insanely difficult to pull off cards, which I like the challenge. And so I'm going to definitely be making a deck. This probably will be one of my first decks. Look out for it, because this will probably be the first deck I make, just to make this thing work. Because it is a really hard challenge, but I'm up for it. This seems like a really cool card. Kobold Illusionist. It's a 4 mana 3/3, summon a 1/1 copy of a minion from your hand. So, Death Rattle. So you can't choose when it dies. You can't choose when it summons a 1/1 copy. So you can actually, it can die, you draw a card, and he fucks up your whole plan. I don't know. It's not only is it a combo card, but it's a niche combo card. So they've been pushing for that for Rogue and the Frozen Throne, for that one legendary that changes all the spells in your hand to random ones from another class. I don't like all this RNG crap. They usually give that crap to priests, but instead they've been giving priest power creep cards and other classes more RNG cards. So I don't know, I guess this is their way to balancing it out, but I don't like it, obviously. Paladin. Dry Gulch Jailer. It's a 2 mana 1/1. Add 3 Silverhand Recruitants to your hand. It's not a bad card. As long as you get it in the early game, you're actually, I see this as a really, really good card, actually. As long as you get it in your early game. If you pull it end game, this card's garbage. So this is probably one of in Paladin decks. Just as a standalone card. As a combo card, of course I can't imagine the kind of combos. You got some other cards that benefit from you having Silverhand Recruits. Of course that's going to be good, but as a standalone card, it's really good early game. I mean, Firefly is really good early game, and it's a 1/2. Of course it has 2 health, but it puts a 1/1 on the field, and it puts a 1/1 in your hand. So, and it's a really strong play to play those, have those 2 cards out on the field, and having a whole bunch of them in your hand, it's debatably about the same kind of value. It's really strong. But those are the cards that have been shown so far. Those are all the ones that up until now. But it's looking out to be a really good expansion. It's going to be probably more RNG dependent, but they're pushing certain classes in other directions, further in the same directions that they were headed, like Hunter going more tempo, and it looks like they're powering down the mage this expansion, and they're giving more opportunities to Warlock. No idea what they're doing with Paladin and Rogue. looks like they're going more down the RNG road with Rogue. Looks like they're trying to change the direction from Jades to this kind of crap. For Druid, I don't know, it looks like it's going to be a cool expansion. Can't wait for it to come out, and like I said, it should be out just starting next month. Probably the first week of next month if I had to guess. But I've been the TripTrap, and that's my review of the new cards that are going to come out. We'll see how off I am whenever they actually do come out. Alright. Later.